Today I'm going to be talking about something I believe that we all can agree that we need, and that is a truly peaceful home. We live in such a chaotic and busy world, and a lot of our lives are just run, run, run. So the last thing we want to do is come home to a home that makes it even more chaotic and adds to our stress. So today I'm going to be talking about 7 key elements that can transform any home from a small apartment to a large home. So let's go ahead and create the cozy sanctuary that you deserve. So when it comes to our homes, the first thing that you may not even realize when you walk in, but it's more of a feeling you get, is the atmosphere of our home, which lighting plays a huge part in. It sets the tone, it can calm our nerves, it can just give us a great sense of peace. So I recommend, and what I do here is get warm lighting by embracing the more yellow tone lights, are more golden and not the fluorescent types that range from like the 3000 K range being the highest. If you need to look, I always look at the back of light bulbs and look to see if it's a warm white or just a golden light. That already makes your home feel warmer. I also would recommend like candles. If you're not a candle person, absolutely get the fake flickering ones. Something about lighting is so soothing. And before I even had a fireplace, which I love lighting in the winter, and hearing little crackles and everything, I would just watch stuff on YouTube. And I think I even had, back in the day, a little DVD that played it. But just setting a cozy vibe in your house just by the lighting alone can change an entire atmosphere. You know, when you're sitting in a doctor's office or a dental office or any kind of office building and it feels like cold and sterile, look around next time you're in there and notice what kind of lights they have. I guarantee you it's a white light or fluorescent, and the wall colors are very cold and gray, not warm. So even warm tones, my home is very white. I love cream. I need less visual stimulation, but I didn't go with like a cool tone. I went with a warm tone. So it feels very warm and inviting in here. The next thing I would recommend, and this is so much fun, I love sensory things. So anything that is soft to touch and that will add comfort through our senses is just, it's amazing, especially after a hard day of work. So I recommend things like these plush blankies. These are so soft, and if you don't like that, you can opt for some cotton ones, but wash them a good bit so they get a little bit softer. Just find blankies that invite you to snuggle up. That is something that all of our guests really enjoy when they come over, is I always offer them a blankie because sometimes we keep it pretty cold in here. And then at night, I have blankies downstairs on my other sofa. I basically have little blankies everywhere, and that's just a beautiful soft touch you can put in your home that adds so much comfort. And then you can also add some soft rugs. I have some in my bathroom that are so cozy, so when I get out of the shower or I'm brushing my teeth and washing my face, I have these little sensories that I'm not even almost aware of when it's happening, but I did notice a difference after I bought them. And so I place them in majority of our bathrooms. And then even for the kitchen, when I'm doing dishes, I have a soft mat just to absorb stress while I'm standing there. So those are little things that can really add a more cozy vibe just to your senses alone. And when you are choosing a rug, always run your hand over it and see if it's something that you like, because everyone's senses are a little bit different. So find the one that works best for you. Another thing you could add to your home is just some natural elements from nature. Nature is really known to calm our nerves on a very primal level. So even if you don't have a green thumb like me, I kind of keep plants alive, not so much in my house. So I usually opt for very easy plant care like little cactuses or any natural elements in your home, like a wooden coaster or a woven basket. Anything that looks natural and looks like it's from outdoors really sets and makes your home look so much more cozy. And then when the weather permits, you can open the windows and allow fresh air in, and you can hear nature, you can hear birds chirping. You have the beautiful scent of outside coming in and freshening your air. And even the sound of water is incredibly soothing. So if you want to take the time and the maintenance, you could get a little water fountain, very inexpensive, and just have it displayed somewhere in a little area where you like to relax and just hear the little water running. It is magical. The next one is super duper easy and powerful, and that is decluttering. And here's the thing, a cluttered home equals a cluttered mind. Our brains are subconsciously processing the clutter and the visual clutter even when we don't realize it, and it's causing us more to think about and having our brain run overtime. So take the clutter out of the home, minimize visual clutter. That is a huge thing for overstimulation, and that will also make your home look more cozy. So you can just start with one surface, clear everything off, and find a home or donate the items you don't use. Just one area at a time, one little desk at a time, one little spot. Doesn't have to be a whole overhaul in one day. And then over time, you can continue to minimize things little by little. And then you'll know when your brain has just the right amount of stuff. A peaceful home isn't about perfection. It is only about having an intentional space that brings you joy. Now, the next one is the one that I have messed up big time in the past and made some pretty big mistakes with, and that is buying uncomfortable furniture for an aesthetic sake, or it was trending or other people had it. I've owned 2 leather couches, and those to me personally are not very comfortable because they're typically very cold and I'm sliding off of them and I can't really cozy up and feel secure. So when you're shopping for furniture, really think about how it's going to support your body. You don't want furniture that's going to have you slide in and feel unsupportive to where you get up and you're feeling like you're out of alignment, but rather furniture that supports you but that's still very comfortable, as well as the texture of the furniture. And also make sure that you buy furniture that fits your place correctly. You get oversized furniture in a small space, it's going to feel very overwhelming and crowded. And then if you have a large space and buy tiny furniture, it's going to feel too open and empty. Now, a peaceful home should engage all of your senses. And when choosing a scent, choose one that really makes you feel at home, whether it's through candles or diffusers or simply like simmering things over your oven, which I love to do during the holidays, but also even the spring you can put like thyme or lemon or whatever. It's very inexpensive, so much fun, and it makes your house smell so clean. And then for sound, consider something that helps you unwind. Maybe it's gentle background music or a sound machine, or maybe you're like me and a lot of times you just want quiet, stillness, so you could actually hear your own thoughts and process things and not feel constantly stimulated. Obviously depends on the mood. And also remember that soft fabrics, rugs, and curtains actually help absorb the sound, so it can kind of make you feel like you're in a cocoon if you want to listen to beautiful music. And then of course you want to make your house feel like a home, and you can do that just by putting your own personal touches in your house, elements that may tell your story. I don't know if you've ever walked through someone's house and noticed like certain pictures or sayings on the wall, and it just kind of tells you the story about them. And I find that so beautiful. Display photos that bring back happy memories. Remember, we want to create a place that makes us feel happy and loved, and that's not going to cause us stress. And if you're into art, choose art that speaks to you and that tells a story in itself and not just a trendy something at the store. And then I recommend creating a little relaxing nook or a little spot to relax and chill and maybe read a little book, even if it's just in the corner like I have, that is just a little bit easy in a way. And then use colors in your home that speak to you. Notice what colors bring you joy, what colors bring you not joy and stress, and then the colors that calm you. And choose the ones, you can even intermix them, the ones that calm you and the ones that bring you joy. But make sure the ones that calm you are in like bedroom or reading nook, and choose joy maybe more in your kitchen where you're trying to get a little more stimulated, or your workplace. And don't worry about what's in. Your home should reflect you and not what is trending and not what is in. So remember, creating a beautiful, calm, and peaceful home is not about following rigid rules or looking like perfection. It is about representing you and what brings you peace and what can genuinely feel like a vacation or retreat, so you're not having to chase that vacation or that retreat. It can just be in your home, and your home can feel like that at all times. Now, you don't need to implement all these changes at once. These can be small changes over the course of the next few months to a few years. I implement these very slowly. It took me a long time to find out my style, and that's okay. Have fun with it. Try different things. Not all of it will work for you, and you will know as you feel out your senses and find out what actually brings you joy and makes you relax. Now, if you found this video helpful at all, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love to hear what you want to implement in your house first.